तव मूर्ति विनोदकारी पलपन विसरे नहीं जो विसारी जुगल चरण सोल चिन्ह जेह नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह नजर समीपे रहो हमारी एह સ્વામિનારાયણ ભગવાનની જય, ઠાકોરજી મહારાજની જય, ઘનશ્યામ મહારાજની જય, સદગુરુદેવની જય. વાલા વાલા શ્રી ઠાકોરજી મહારાજ, our divine Muktanandiya Parampara, our dear utmost pathmaker to our liberation, Wala Puja Guruji, and all of you Bhaktos, Jai Swaminarayan. Jai Swaminarayan. After a long break in between, we are resuming our Loyadham question and answer webinar. It's very nice to be back, and we have two new participants, two older participants that we want to ask questions. You know, they want to ask questions, we want to answer to the best of our abilities. So without further ado, let's get these two bhaktos displayed so then we can take the introduction. First and foremost, Preet Bhagat, Georgia, and Milan Bhagat, Florida. Welcome to our webinar. Jai Swaminarayan Bhakto. Small introduction will only loosen and make the environment better. So, Preet Bhagat Jasran, is your first time joining here, online webinar? Is that correct?
Yes, Swami.
Very good, Jasran. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do right now? College student? What's going on?
Yes, Swami. I'm currently in college. I'm just studying.
Very good. What are you studying?
I'm in medical school.
Very good. And have you been keeping in contact with Puja Guruji?
Yes, Swami.
Very good.
I call once a week.
Awesome. Good. Milan Bhagat, Jasran Bhagat. Kem cho majama? How's the weather there in Florida right now?
Very hot right now.
Very hot. I wish we can say that in about a week, but right now it is a little hot. Anyways, Guruji na darshan thai che. Guruji is there in Florida Mandir. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Very good. What do you do, college student? What are you majoring in right now?
I'm in college. I'm majoring in business analytics and information systems.
Too much information. But that's okay. All right. Well, I'm glad. I mean, you guys nervous? It's not really anything to be nervous about. Okay, awesome. So you were told to develop some questions, and I'll answer them to the best of my abilities. So first and foremost, I want to take Preet Bhagat with his question, and then after that, Milan Bhagat. So Preet Bhagat, I want to know your question, and then we'll analyze it accordingly, okay? Go ahead. Go for it.
Just understanding. So my question is, how can I keep Mahima of bhagwan and Satpurush and be in that constant state of ahoponu when we're not around santos and bhaktos? Because sometimes when I think about bhagwan and Guruji, I get extremely happy, but then when I'm occupied, I'll forget. But when I'm around santos and bhaktos, I don't have to try to think about it. It's just there.
It's a very practical question. Obviously understood. You're in medical school right now, so there's a lot of things going through your mind. So when you're with Guruji and Santos, this state of Mahima or glory remains, but your question is very practical. But when you're away from them, how can that same samjan or understanding be kept and maintained while they're away? So, you know, I was analyzing your question for a couple of days, and first and foremost, your question has the word Mahima. meaning glory. Not everyone knows this word. Mahima is a word that is shot around in the Sampradaya, but for those who may be watching that don't know too much, I want to break it down. In parentheses there you see it says glory. But I have to take a practical example in order to show this. So first and foremost, what I want to do is let's display some images and we'll go from there. All right, so over here you see 2 iPhones. Is that correct, Bhaktos? Yes? On the left side, I'm sure you guys know of this more than me, but I had a little researching done. On the left side, there's an iPhone. Which model is that? Could anyone tell me? Raise your hands. Milan Bhagat, you would probably, yeah, I figured. Go ahead, tell me this model right here, left side.
I think it's iPhone 14.
14.
Pro.
Okay, Pro, 14 Pro. Priyat Bhagat, what do you say? Left side, what is the model?
Yes, Swami, I agree with Milan Bhagat.
Okay, and what about the phone on the right side? Milan Bhagat, you want to take a shot at it?
I think it's the iPhone 10.
iPhone 10, okay, very good. And Milan Bhagat? Or sorry, Priyat Bhagat?
Yes, Swami, same iPhone 10.
Okay, awesome. So the funny thing is, you're right about the iPhone 10, both of you, but on the left side, it's the iPhone 15 Pro X. I guess it's the latest phone outside. It's the latest phone outside, but you guys probably don't own it. I don't think. What phone do you have, by the way, Milan Bhagat?
I have the 14 Pro.
Pro team. Or that's why it probably looks like that. That's why. And what about you, Preet Bhagat?
I have the 12 Pro, so
It's good. Medical school will keep you more busy than on the phone. Okay, well, these are just phones. Obviously, and Apple is one of the best companies out there for a phone, but I gotta give you an example. Suppose that you, both of you, were using the iPhone 10 for the past 3 years, okay? And you find this phone to be the best phone ever. Its smoothness, its speed, the integration inside of it, all the displays and so on and so forth, the body of it, the weight of it, it's all great. Now, all of a sudden, you're given the iPhone 15 Pro X, which is on the left, to use for just 1 day, okay? Use its features, use its, app mobility, its weight, check it out, its cameras, the megapixels, use all of its features. And then after 1 day, the next day you're given back your old phone, which is the iPhone 10. My question is, how would you feel? Preet Bhagat, go ahead. How would you feel?
I would not be happy, Swami.
Why is that?
It's not up to the latest standards.
Okay, very good. Milan Bhagat, how would you feel?
I would agree. I wouldn't be that happy. I got to experience something really nice.
And then you have to go back to your trash phone, if I can say that. Okay, very good. You picked up the concept pretty well. Now, in the same way, when you compare something high to low, automatically you'll be like, this is the best and this is nothing compared to it. But until you have something that's low, you feel that that's the highest in the world. But when someone gives you something even better, and then maybe you get to experience it for a little while, and then you have to put it down, and then you go back to your old, you feel like this is trash. Why? For the past 3 years, you were thinking the iPhone 10 is the best phone in the world. Can't get better than this. All of a sudden, someone introduces you to this iPhone 15 Pro X, and automatically your mind starts to, be like, oh my God, I've been missing out so much. In the same way, Mahima is like this. In order to understand Mahima of Bhagwan, is Ekantik Satpurush, our Vala Puji Guruji, Santo, Bhakto, Satsang, Loyadham in general, you have to compare what's outside, what have I received, and what is outside. Now, when we automatically compare, we'll know that I'm in the greatest position I can be. Bhagwan has put me in the best situation I can be. So I'm very fortunate. And after developing that thought, I'm very fortunate, that gratitude you receive inside your heart, that's Mahima. Then no matter what, no matter if someone shows you the biggest buildings, no matter if someone shows you the greatest technology, no matter if someone shows you something so great, mass of people, but since you've received Loyadham, Thakurji Maharaj, Puja Guruji, since you've received the iPhone 15 Pro X, automatically you're going to feel that the iPhone 10, which is the world, is nothing. The features of the iPhone 15 Pro X are so great, meaning the features of Loyadham, Shri Thakurji Maharaj, our Divine Muktanandiya Parampara, Wala Puja Guruji, Santo Bhakto are so great that the pleasures of the world outside, I'm not comparing any religions here, I'm just saying the world. The pleasures of the world outside, may it be lavish foods, or may it be luxuries, or may it be properties, or may it be wealth, or may it be anything, they completely seem useless, worthless, and just very meek. But that's only when you compare. Now, I think both of you are born in satsang. So it's kind of like, okay, I am already in this cocoon. I'm already fit into this place. So you don't really get to see anything outside. But I challenge you to realize more glory of what we have received in the form of Loyadham. I challenge you to look outside more and see what other people have received. Compared to that, when you see that I've received something that is way greater, Mahima will arise in your heart. Mahima, glory, greatness, finding something more significant than the other, that's all Mahima. Okay? I wanted to explain that word because it's very important in this question that you've asked. Nonetheless, you cannot forget something or someone after realizing their greatness. Now, if we go back to another worldly example, suppose, I don't know if you guys know, I really don't, but before I take a guess, I would like to ask, do you guys know the lottery right now, how big it is? I don't know. Preet Bhagat, do you know like the Mega Million thing? Is that what it's called? I don't know. Whatever, the Mega Milan Bhagat, do you know that? Do you know you don't even, you guys don't obviously do it, you're those, but it's like the Mega Million lottery. Suppose it's for $500 million. Now, you don't really do that lottery stuff, but you decide to go to a nearby convenience store and get a lottery, and you scratch it off, and you're like, I know I'm not going to win, but then you look at it and you win $500 million. You win $500 million, you're excited, but you don't know who to tell, you're confused. There's a lot, it's like a storm going on in your head. Now suppose you go, or you're in New York at that time, and you have to take the subway because taxis are very expensive. And the subways are very, very packed with people. And you have that lottery ticket inside of your pocket. How are you going to feel about pickpocketers? Preet Bhagat?
I would be very scared. I'll constantly check my pocket.
Yes? Milan Bhagat? How about you, that 500 million?
I'd be scared. I'd keep it in my hand, in my pocket the whole time.
Well, what if your hand becomes sweaty and the paper becomes all crinkled? What are you going to do then?
Put it in the sun and dry it.
It's so desi of you. Wow. I couldn't even think of that. All right, well, put it in the sun and dry it, but you'll still keep it in your hands. Why? It's just a piece of paper an hour ago to you, but after scratching it off, you looking at and winning the numbers, you feel it's not a piece of paper, it's $500 million in your hands. You realize the glory, right? First it was a piece of paper, You didn't know anything. You're like, I'm not going to win. This is a piece of paper. But after you win, that piece of paper automatically turns into $500 million. In the same way, realizing Maharaj, Guruji, and Santo to be not ordinary, normal, but greater entities, not of this world, but of Akshardham, that itself is Mahima. Okay? Now, carrying on with your question, Preet Bhagat, again, I want to just repeat the question so that everyone's mind is refreshed. How do you keep the Mahima, glory of Bhagwan and the Satpurush, and be in constant state of ahopanu? Ahopanu meaning you're elated, you're very, very like, wow, 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 all day. Because sometimes we'll be like, oh, Maharaj, he is so great, and the Guruji I've attained is so great, but sometimes you don't remember that. That's your question. It's a beautiful question, but your question lies in the Vachanamrut. May I tell everyone, all the questions that we may have spiritually, all of them lie in the Vachanamrut. There's nothing outside of the Vachanamrut. So, saying that, Gadada, 1st chapter, 78. Then Lakshmananand Swami asked, with what understanding is one able to feel the wonder of having attained the profound association of God and his sadhus? This is the exact question you asked, Preet Bhagat, but it's just a little reworded. Also, how can one feel elated all day and night, meaning ahopanu? Yes, this is your question? Let's take a look at the answer. Shriji Maharaj replied, a devotee realizes, this God and these sadhus all reside in Vaikunt, Golok, and Brahmpur. Let's put that as Akshardham. They're attendees of Akshardham, not from this earth, not from this realm. Yes, they have human bodies. Santos do not have, like, a third arm. No, just 2 arms, you see. We don't have anything more. It's just a human body. But there is a divine light coming out of us, sadhus, satpurush. But something to remember is, who is able to let go of 2 things that the world revolves around? One is money, property, all that is just one, wealth, let's put it that way. And the other one is the opposite gender. Those who are able to let go and stay free from these 2 elements, according to the Shastras, are walking, talking gods on earth. These are the words of the Shastras, scriptures. But going back to your question, Shriji Maharaj replied, a devotee realizes, this God and these sadhus all reside in Vaikunt, Golok, and Brahmpur. In fact, all of those abodes are present wherever God and these sadhus reside. Therefore, I am extremely fortunate in that I am able to stay in the presence of these sadhus. He finds oneself fortunate. If he understands this, then he will experience awe, or ahopanu, all day and night, and will sway in an ocean of bliss throughout the day. Meaning, it doesn't matter if Santos, Puja Guruji are physically near you, or they are thousands of miles away. If you have this understanding, you will always feel they're with you. Very small understanding. All you have to feel and know is God and these sadhus are residents of Akshardham. They are not of this earth. When you look at someone beyond this earth, automatically, it's human inclination, your mind becomes more like, oh, wow, like, I don't know. There is some, like, back in the day, a long back in the day, in school and stuff, they used to teach you about UFOs. Aliens, right? All that stuff. I'm sure you guys know all about that stuff. Whether it's true or not, I'm not going to say anything regarding that, but definitely when people look at aliens and stuff, or even find like a video of a UFO crossing Norway, I don't know, they're like, oh, wow. Why? It's because they're extraterrestrial, meaning they're out of this world. There's something not of this world. It's not They don't belong to this world. That's why we feel so much more like, wow, where are they from? In the same way, replace alien UFO and put in Thakurji Maharaj, Guruji, and Santo and Bhakto. And automatically you'll feel, oh wow, they're not of this world, they're from Akshardham. So that's one part of your question. It answers pretty much everything, but I also had another haricharitramrut that also can boost and make your answer more supportive. Muktanand Swami then asked, this is Vachanamrut Gadara, last chapter 11th. Muktanand Swami then asked, how can the type of bliss that a devotee of God enjoys in Nirvikalp Samadhi be enjoyed even without Samadhi? Now, Nirvikalp Samadhi, let's break that down. Pretty much it's kind of like your body is dead, but your soul's vritti, your soul is pulled to a higher realm. So your body is motionless. You cannot feel anything. You're alive, but you experience actual, like you're there, you see divine light, you see bhagwan. That's Nirvikalp Samadhi. That's very hard to do. You can't do that. You can't just snap your fingers and it's not like turning on a light where you snap your fingers and light turns on. It's something more higher up. It's very hard to do. But Muktanand Swami is asking, our mother, Muktanand Swami, how can the type of bliss, the happiness of Nirvikalp Samadhi is very, very high. How can the type of bliss that a devotee of God enjoys in Nirvikalp Samadhi be enjoyed even without Samadhi? This is your question more advanced, okay? Shriji Maharaj replied, if the devotee has profound attachment and deep affection for God and his Sant, just like the attachment and love that he has for his own body, then the type of bliss that prevails in Nirvikalp Samadhi will continue to remain forever, even without that Samadhi. All you have to do is attach yourself to God and his Sant, and both of you are. That's why when you go to Mandir or when you meet Guruji, Santo, you feel very, very at peace. Right now you're at your homes. Preet Bhagat, you're again in medical school. So right now you're away from Guruji, Santo, Bhakto, but you're at home right now studying, cramming. I bet there is stress, yes? Or when an exam is coming, obviously. Milan Bhagat, you have school, you have college, and when there's examinations or something that comes up in your life, it's stressful. Understood. But if you have attachment for Guruji and Maharaj and Santo, then you will not feel that. You will feel more like they are with you. And to show an example of that, I have a very nice video of a monkey and its baby monkey to see and support that point. Let's take a look. I want to say it's in India because you can see the infrastructure and then the electric lines right there. The origin of the monkeys also look like that, I think, yeah. So let's take a look. So the mother monkey is there on the ledge of the building. The baby monkey is kind of stuck. I don't know if it's playing or not, but it's stuck on an electric wire, which is high voltage. So now the baby monkey is like, or the mother monkey is like, how do I do this? Like, how am I going to get this back, my baby back? So now it's hanging on for dear life. Let's take a look what happens. Ooh, okay. Mother monkey is now thinking, looking around for food, I think. Oh, another one comes in. Father comes in. Wow, okay. Father comes in. Father's like, I got this. Here we go. Mother's like, I got this. Father backs off. Mother's like, I got this. You don't got anything. Oh, God. It's a fight of who's going to save the son. Oh, mother goes away. Father's like, where are you going? Mother comes back. I was like, I'm coming back. Such a long video. The baby is like, you can't catch me. Haha, you can't catch me. And the mother's like, oh man, this is too much. Mother backs off a little bit more. Father is looking around, mother is looking around. Okay. And again, a third monkey, uncle, comes in. Oh my God. Uncle's like, nope, not doing that. Uncle comes big. Uncle's like, that was too hard to do. I came back to the ledge. Uncle's still like, I can still get this done. I can still get this done. And he's just sitting around. The baby is just holding. And the uncle to the rescue and grabs and goes, wow, what a catch. What a catch. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. I had to add the commentary. That was the only way this video would finish. But the video has a moral that I found. But before I tell and share my moral, I would like you to share your moral. Preet Bhagat, go ahead.
I think it's that we are kind of stuck in this and we don't really know how to, we can't understand Maharaj, but because we have Santos, we have Guruji, we can understand it and they can save us from just like Maya and everything.
Okay, very good. Milan Bhagat, what do you got?
I think we're like the baby monkey. We're stuck in this world. And Guruji and Santo are like the uncle monkey that you described. And they're the only ones who can take us out and towards Akshardham.
Man, you guys are both saras, both pakka. When you said we are like the big monkey, I was thinking in my mind you are like the big monkey. But I didn't want to say it, but I said it anyways. Just to kind of enlighten this seminar, just messing around. But in reality, the Siddhant is that, yes, we are on the electric wires, high voltage, in the form of Maya. We are stuck. Very hard situation. But the mother, the father, the uncle, whoever they are, I don't know, let's just call it Bhagwan and his Ekantik Satpurush and Santo. They are there waiting for the right moment and to catch you from this Maya and remove you from this Maya so you don't get electrocuted, you don't die, and your life is saved and you can go to Akshardham. All this is a very, you can say, strong display of attachment. Just like how we have attachment for our body. If I tell you to grab your ear and twist it as much as possible, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot because we have attachment for the body. Forget that. How's my hair? Do I have any pimples today? Let me check it out. Is my acne in point? I need to get that cream. Am I looking okay? Did I wear the right clothes? All these are attachments of the body that we worry about more than we're supposed to. But we forget that we have to attach ourselves to Thakurji Maharaj, Valapuji Guruji, and Santo and Bhakto. But when we forget ourselves and when we remember Bhagwan and Guruji and Santo, that's the day we will go to Akshardham. It is what it is. But this Vachanamrut proves, and your question is practical and great, that the more you attach yourself and the more you think that these Santo, Bhakto, Maharaj are not from this realm, they are from beyond, the more you will stay in that Ahopanu, even if Valapuji Guruji, Thakurji Maharaj are thousands of miles away from you. Physicality has nothing to do with. It's all about your samjan, understanding. So I hope that answers your question, Preet Bhagat. Do you have any comments or questions within that you want to ask, or is it satisfactory?
No, Swami, it's good. Thank you.
No problem. Milan Bhagat, let's move on to you, Big Bhagat. So you have a question as well. Go ahead and ask away.
Sorry. So my question is, we often learn that everything happens according to God's wishes. But when something bad happens, how can you remember that this happened because of God's wish and that God is doing it for my benefit?
Good question. Could I ask you something? Could you give me a practical scenario in your life that something bad has happened and you've forgotten this knowledge, or just something in general, something bad that's happened in your life and you're like, આવું કેમ થયું? Go ahead. You have something on top of your head?
One time I was driving in a parking lot, like in a parking garage, and I swiped like the side of my car against a wall, and I put a dent in my car.
Were you drifting?
No, someone like I was turning. Someone like kind of turned into me, so I had to get out of the way. But I ended up hitting the wall a little bit.
Which car was this?
It's my car.
What's your car model?
It's a Tesla.
Tesla? અરે પપ્પાના ઇન્સ્યોરન્સનું પ્રીમિયમ ઊંચું થઈ જશે. So the cameras are damaged? They were damaged?
The door.
Just the door.
Dented, yeah.
So the cost was high to repair?
Yeah.
But since your dad is a you can I'm sorry?
Doctor.
He is able to easily pay for the damages. Yes? Good. But obviously you didn't feel that good when you had to tell them to break the news, right? That this is what happened. So that's something bad. I look at that as something good, personally. Why is that? Because you young kids out there on the street need to learn to slow down. Understand? And an accident like this, not a harmful one, is the perfect medicine for all of you. No, I'm just kidding. But in reality, good question. It can be anything. This is a small scenario of you denting your car door, whatnot. But there's other very big scenarios out there. A family passing, financial problems, social problems. It can be a lot of things, But the best general answer for this obviously lies in the Vachanamrut, Kadala last chapter 13. It's a beautiful Vachanamrut. I'm going to read the paragraph. It's a small one, but your answer is right inside, okay? Listen up. Kadala last chapter 13 Vachanamrut. It is that very God who is the sole controller of this body. If he wishes, he may oblige the body with an honorable ride on an elephant, or if he wishes, he may have it thrown into prison. None of these scenarios will apply to you, but Maharaj is giving the extreme, so think about it. Or if he so wishes, he may even place some serious illness in the body. Despite this, one should never pray before God in the following manner. Maharaj, please relieve me of my misery. Why? Because we want this body to behave in the accordance with the wishes of God. After all, God's wish is our wish. So, we do not want our preferences to differ from the preferences of God. This is Bhagwan speaking, even in the slightest way. Moreover, since we have offered our mind, body, and wealth to God, then now only the will of God is our destiny. Besides that, there is no other destiny for that. In that way, Shriji Maharaj spoke, and we should do what pleases God. That's all. Do you understand what Maharaj said in this Vachanamrut? Whatever his wish is, that's our wish. Your question here is, we often learn that everything happens according to God's wish. Yes. So when something bad happens to you, how can you remember that everything happens due to God's wish and is in your benefit? It's inside of this answer, this question. So if you think about it, Bhagwan is the one that is the controller of this body. If we have become a devotee of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, then we are his servants. We have given our body, our mind, our soul to him. So whatever he wishes, may he wish that you get into accident and your Tesla car door gets dented. That's his wish too. And may you get a serious illness or someone else. That's his wish too. Why is not something a devotee asks. Why is Bhagwan doing this? Why did he do this? Why is the Ekantik Satpurush, why is Guruji doing this? Why did he do this? Why, what, when, how? Remove that. In the path of moksha or liberation, one has to become blind. One has to become doubtless. If there is any doubts, one will not attain what one is supposed to. So, holding on to that thought I just put into you, there's many things that will happen that's not according to your wish. There's many things that will happen that are according to your wish. There are many things that will not happen. But if you look at it, to balance life, Bhagwan has to put some kind of misery, some kind of pain, some kind of disadvantage in your life. If he doesn't, then you will forget him. For example, for those who have received a lot of wealth, suppose they're a devotee and they've received a lot of wealth. Due to the wealth, due to the pleasures of the world, Bhagwan will not be remembered. But when some kind of financial problem occurs and that person goes back to his or her original status, then he's like, oh, Bhagwan, Bhagwan, Bhagwan. In the same way, everything happens for the wish of God, but if something bad happens, you have to remember that it's due to Maharaj is giving me some kind of balance in life. Nonetheless, if everything happens to the wish of God, then you can see that there are very good things that are happening. But then you also see that there's a hurricane and there's tornadoes and people die. That's also happening. Bhagwan has to balance the earth accordingly. Bhagwan also balances the fruits of those who do karma, may they be bad, may they be good. So even if we see, a 6-year-old boy dies due to this, and you're thinking about, oh, Bhagwan did this is unbelievable. No, you don't see the karma, or you don't see behind the curtain what that soul was doing previously. Bhagwan is a balancer. Bhagwan is just stabilizing everything. That's his role. On this earth, he is doing everything like that. But we have to remember that Bhagwan is doing everything for my benefit. May it be in pain or may it be in pleasure. And the only way to do that is one small thing. Practice makes perfect. The more you think on your free time, Bhagwan is doing everything for my benefit. Bhagwan is doing everything for my benefit. May it be good, may it be bad. And the only way practice makes perfect is by displaying this video. You're probably like, why am I even showing this? But you'll get the moral of it after you see the whole video. Wow, okay. See, this guy is wrapping burgers very quickly. I'm sure he's practicing. These are watermelon farms, yes. And these are watermelon farm picker people who are, and this person is cutting oranges like he doesn't, it's very sharp. You see, it's not even cutting his hand. He's so nimble with it. Very, very good. And this Indian man is stamping away 2 stamps on 1 page and he's just going off. Look at this. It's like thousands of pages and just quickly. These are just small videos, nothing really. But all these people have practiced before doing these skills or whatever they're doing. Not everyone starts out this quick and they're able to do it like this. Everyone has to practice. In the same way, Milan Bhagat, when something bad happens or something good happens, you have to think, Bhagwan is doing everything for my benefit. While you're on your free time, while you're doing something, it can be anything, but the more you think about it, then when something bad does happen, then you won't feel like, oh man, why did this happen? You'll feel like Bhagwan is doing everything for my benefit. I'm not worried. Bhagwan should be worried. He'll take care of me. Do you understand? So that's the question. Nonetheless, benefit. Bhagwan is always in our benefit in Gadara, last chapter 13, Bhagwan Swaminarayan says, because as you have all become my disciples, devotees, I should tell you that which is beneficial to you. After all, a true friend is he who tells us that which is in our benefit to us. A true friend. Even if it may appear to be hurtful, please realize this as the characteristic of a true friend. A true friend always tells that this is beneficial and may even say hurtful words. But Maharaj is saying himself that whatever I've been telling you is all beneficial. Then, if that's in our benefit, then Milan Bhagat, suppose not only our Tesla car door dent, but our whole Tesla becomes totaled, but our life is spared. Not praying for that, just a scenario, calm down. But something like that happens, then this samjan, this understanding will help you get by, your grief of your car completely being totaled and you renting a car to go to school. Understood? Yes, stay slow, do not speed, especially when santos are sitting in your car. Anyways, does that answer your question?
Yes, Swami.
Very good. No worries. Anytime. So that's it. Both of you booked those were, on the college end, and you had asked very advanced questions. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for being a part of this Loyadham question and answer webinar. In the future, again, we'll be calling you. But right now, thank you so much. Saying this, my humble Jai Swaminarayan.